How's it going, guys? It's Burgas here and welcome to another Call of Dragon video. Today we're going to talk about the hero that is from season 1. The first hero that you're going to see, this burning banner. I see this banner on my farms and that's why I know how it's look. But this burning banner with Liliya there. And that's correct. We're going to talk about the Liliya, and after many discussions with one of the top mages in Call of Dragons, are you wasting your money on Liliya, and do you actually use her the correct way? Because I was having these moments where I was thinking maybe this hero, maybe I should put Liliya aside because she was not actually bringing some merits, and this is the main thing. Everybody's looking in this game, getting merits. With the merits you can buy a lot of stuffs. But anyway, I have discussion with one of the top mage players in this game. All of them have Liliya Awakened, and yes, the biggest benefit you're going to receive is to awake this hero because you're adding one extra legion from the targets. So this is one of the best awakenings in the game. Some of the awakenings are very stupid one, but this is one of the best one. But anyway, let's talk about the Liliya. And are you wasting your money, and are you actually using Liliya the wrong way? And something that I see with some players in the discussions, it can be in the Discord, in my Discord, you can find a link in the description, by the way, is people are thinking that Liliya slowly is failing off, especially after season 3. And to be fair, I understand the people, because Liliya was the queen for so long. A season 1 hero was dominating till season 4, when we actually get in generation 4 Yu Ming. And Yu Ming is better from Liliya. I mean, not gonna lie, guys, Yu Ming is better from Liliya. And from there, people start looking the Liliya as a main DPS to should I actually use Liliya? They start seeing some bad reports from this hero, and the fall off after the season 3. This is more like endgame players things, to be fair. If you're in season 1 and you want to, spend something in this game, get that Liliya. You're not going to regret. This is what I can say. But for the late game or end game players like me, we start looking very closely over this hero. And something that I noticed, I'm going to actually present it in this video. Now, the hero is not failing off. This is what I can actually tell you. But there is a lot of wrong pairing that actually destroy a Liliya. And I'm going to give you an examples with the pairing. For example, we're having Liliya. As you can see, Liliya is aggressive hero. We have to say that from the beginning. Scorch, inflicting scorch, extra damage. This hero, if everything proc the right way, is going to do the biggest damage in this game. But she's having this peacekeeping spell, having this attack bonus 20%, and the only defensive stats she's having, or something that is boosting, let's say, the survivability of the heroes, is actually this magic unit HP bonus, which is 10%. Now, majority of the people, including me, myself, is actually pairing Liliya with Velyn. Velyn is season 1 hero, Liliya is season 1 hero. Velyn is even giving a critical rate, magic hero skill critical rate bonus. And if you're doing crazy amount of damage and you get like 10% critical, This is crazy because both of these two heroes are doing crazy amount of AoE damage. If you have opportunity to do AoE damage, there is nobody. Okay, maybe there is already Yu Ming, but Liliya and Velyn is doing crazy amount of AoE damage. But Velyn is extremely aggressive hero. If you check his spell, here you have some march speed, reduction of the enemy and damage. Here you have hero skill damage bonus, march speed bonus, critical rate, and this is the only thing here. Defense bonus 15%. And defense penetration, you have some defense penetration, I mean magic defense break, and again march speed reduction. So you have from Liliya 10% HP as a boost, and you have from Velyn magic unit defense bonus 15%. This is the only defense stats those heroes are having. Now, why this is actually an issue and why the players are start thinking that Liliya is falling off very strong when you pair her with Velyn. The issue here come from the survivability. You have just like two things, I mean something that is boosting some defense stats, but you're facing Kuma, you're facing Goresh, you're facing Skogo, you're facing one of the new heroes, by the way. I actually get him. I'm so happy about that. You're facing Joran. Ooh, I can actually level up some spells here. Anyway, you're facing these heroes, and those heroes are absolutely crazy counter-attack damage dealers. Now, if you jump Goresh with Kuma with Blink Arrow, majority of the cases you're going to do like 30 up to 50k merits. You're going to trade positively. Even though that your legion is going to disappear after 2 minutes, you're going to trade positively. Especially if you have some very good pet and some good artifact. In my case, because I already did that many times, I have Spirit Bone Torque and it's level 5. So I have like down to duration 5%, 20% permanent counter-attack damage bonus, and etc. So you start seeing that infantry. Why I'm saying that? You're seeing that infantry is actually having pretty decent counterattack. So having Liliya with Velyn with nothing else to help their survivability, you're basically slowly dying from counterattack. And to be precise, I'm going to show you. Now, Celestials are having 192 HP. This is the lowest in Vestals, by the way. I want to also point out this thing, 192. If you're looking to play mages, you have to be League of Order. So don't compare me with Satyrs or the Woods. I forgot what is the Spring Guardian thing for the mages. Don't compare these heroes. If you want to be a mage, you should be League of Order, period. So you see these two troops, how much HP they're having. They're having the lowest HP in this game. So having this counterattack, basically destroying your legion, even if you trade 2-to-1, this is very, very, very bad trade for mages. 2-to-1. Now, if you're tier 4 fighting against tier 5, yes, 1-to-2 is maybe a good result. But if you're tier 5 against tier 5, this is not good. Not good. So from here is coming the issue that Liliya is looking like she's failing off when dominating for so long with Velyn, just because the counterattack is killing her at the end game players. Okay? The other thing that actually is making Liliya, how to say it, looking weak is the other type of pairing. Obviously, so far for me, the best way Liliya is working with Theia, not because Theia is doing damage, But Theia is boosting the Liliya damage, and Liliya, to be fair, is doing a lot of damage. I mean, this extra 15% hero skill damage and attack bonus, hero some reduction. I mean, hero skill damage reduction, because you also receive AoE damage. It can be from artifact, it can be from other mages, and shield. I mean, it's increasing the survivability. So by looking how increasing the survivability of Liliya is actually giving between 30 up to 50% more merits. So if Liliya Velyn is doing, let's say, 40k merits, with Theia you can do up to 60k merits, maybe 65k merits. This is, you know, you can have some reports over 100k merits. This is not the point. I'm saying on average, you're going to get this beautiful increase from 40 up to 50% just by increasing the survivability of Liliya, and at the same time even reducing the damage output, because your deputy from Velyn going to Theia, Velyn is doing damage, pretty solid damage to be fair, but Theia is doing 0 damage. It's boosting the attack, and if you run with Celestials, your Celestials is going to have a very solid attack, so your normal attack is going to hit more harder. So I can say from this point, Theia is actually boosting your Liliya, but at the end of the day, is increasing the survivability. And now I'm going to talk about the damage logic most players misunderstand. And in reality, Liliya is damage over time. Damage over time. No instant burst and etc. So stay alive. The correct way or correct approach is stay alive, keep casting, and win long fights. This is the thing with the Liliya. Also, the other thing I want to say is bad positioning. Maybe with the mages, and maybe that should be the first point I talk in this video, but I don't know. This is one of the most important points in this video. This is the positioning, because if you position at places where you can get hit, for example, you don't look your hero and your hero entering the breach, there is a fight between these two breaches, and etc. Your hero are getting some damage, is losing Legion power, and from there the damage. The other thing is there is 2 types of positioning with Liliya. One of the positioning is to do damage. So if in one fight you're seeing, I don't know if I can actually see some fight somewhere, but you have to imagine. Imagine in one fight you have 5 infantry. There is 3 infantry that are not close to each other, so basically somewhere spread on the map, and you have 2 infantry that are close. Always go and try to benefit from your AoE. I know it sounds stupid and no brain thing, but believe it or not, many people are not actually doing that. Many people are even going for quick battle and march attack, and that's all. That's all, folks. Many people are actually doing that, because when you do a march attack, there is a specific way how your lines are looking. And I can clearly see how the majority of the players, okay, for now it's not actually the majority, but I can say 30 up to 40% from the players are actually doing that. So if you're having Liliya, you cannot actually afford that. You have to just get the hero and hit the 2 targets that are close to each other. If you're hitting the single target, you're losing the benefit, you're losing the AoE damage this hero can actually do. And that's why I think this is one of the biggest way, because Just by manually, yeah, it may take some time, don't get me wrong, but you have to value your time. I mean, if you're here and you're fighting right now against somebody and you're not like, how to say it, I mean, you put your attention at this fight, well, you should at least manually work with your heroes and always try to do the AoE. Now, this is the first positioning, just hitting the legions that are close to each other so you can actually benefit from the AoE. It's not only for the Liliya, it's also for Yuming, for Musiank, even though that for me, Musiank is having the most crappy AoE in this game. 40% less on the second jump is just crazy. And also Thunderlin and etc. I mean, all of the heroes, you have to benefit from the AoE at the end of the day. The other positioning with the mages is to not get hit. Now you cannot afford to get closer so you can enter in the enemy mage's range or imagine the marksmans. Or imagine to get catched by blink play. You're dead. I mean, your mages are having the lowest HP. We saw that. It's having the lowest HP in this game. So if somebody catch you, you're dead. Or at least you're going to get half of the legion eaten. Half of the legion is going to get killed. And with half legion, with the mages, you're not going to do much. Let's say it like this. You're not going to do much. So try to be under distance and not enter in some bad positioning, even if this actually have to cost you waiting for like 5-10 seconds. And believe it or not, I have seen this over and over again. For example, the enemy is going back and majority of the people are starts chasing the enemy. They're going to come again here. They're pushing. And the people start foul. From there, some blinking infantry start blinking, blocking the mages and marksmen. And the enemy mages and marksmen just destroy these blocked legions. And I'm sitting there. And I was waiting for like 10 seconds to the enemy infantry start blinking, and I start attacking the enemy infantry. I mean, this is actually coming with the experience. I mean, I'm from the beginning, you know. I was there, Gandalf, when this game gets the global launch. So I have seen many stuffs, many strategy, many things. Let's say it like this. So yeah, positioning in the defense and the offense is extremely important and is one of the main mechanics of the mages. And by doing the defense positioning, your survival is your real damage output. If you manage to survive, not get hit, not get some AoE splash damage from artifacts from other mages, because you may not have this red screen, you know, when you get targeted, but the mage next to you may actually get attacked by enemy mages. They're doing splash damage, they're triggering artifacts, and you're eating all this damage, and you don't see it because you don't have this red screen that warn you, hey, you're actually attacked right now. So you're eating this AoE damage. So also don't wait to get, you know, a red screen. Just position the correct way. And with the positioning, we already spoke about the pairing, and here become the connection here. Liliya and Velyn is aggressive approach and is dying instantly. I know some people are going to say, hey, Burgas, you're not correct. If you're a late game player, you're going to witness that. Going out with Liliya and Velyn is actually instant death. The plan B is actually Liliya with Theia, with safe positioning, full uptime. Full uptime. And if you have some like support legions, because to be fair, I start thinking a lot over actually removing removing the Sapphire Firedrake. I know this is a very good pet, it's doing some good amount of damage. Maybe I'm not going to remove this one, but I start thinking maybe the Sand Lizard is the way to go. Just because the Sand Lizard is going to give me sustain, is going to give me stamina, is going to give me survivability on the battlefield. And if my Legion or Liliya are able to trigger her spell 10 times more, let's say 10 times more time, just because of the Sand Lizard, I don't think I'm going to have a pet. I'm speaking about the magic pet. I want to point out this thing that is going to give me this damage. I agree with cavalry pets. I agree with infantry pets. Those pets basically sometimes are doing even more damage from the heroes. But with the mages, things are not like this. Things are not like this. So if I have a chance to increase the survivability of my heroes by Sand Lizards, maybe I'm going to take this approach, and I'm actually working over this approach right now in Call of Dragons. But yeah, talking about the Liliya, I think with Theia is just the best approach. So you have to know something about Liliya, that she is just pressure over time. It's not. I make a video. I think my previous video. You can go and check it out on my channel. By the way, I think my previous video or the video before that one, I speak about the mages and the problem that people are having with the mages. That they are expecting the mages to be something like instant burst damage, because in majority of the cases, if you're playing some other games, mages are having something like they're squishy. Mages are very weak in all of the games in point of defense, but the majority of the cases they're having some instant very solid damage doing spells, and this is in the mind of the players. But here it's not like this. It's just pressure over time. So if you have this feeling that your Liliya is not performing well, this is what I can actually tell you to do. And don't forget to hit one like, by the way, over the video. I always forgot to say, hit the like. If you watch my videos, please hit one like. So do this. Pair her with Theia for now. So far we're going to see generation 5 mages, obviously. Maybe something interesting can go pop up, because right now when the generation 5 come, we have overall heroes, that we have a lot of solid overall heroes, and we're having the mage heroes. So especially Seuna, that she's becoming a legendary hero, and it's a very solid mage legendary hero, let's say it like this. It's actually making, you have like 5 legions, and right now you have way more heroes, so you can make some crazy combination. But for now, I think Liliya with Theia is just going to do the perfect work for you. Don't forget to play at max range, focus over survival, and maxing the uptime. One of the things I can actually say, this is something like an extra tip, especially for mages, is when you're in defense, when the enemy is actually attacking you, always be online. This is merits farming. Basically, it's merits farming, because pushing on the enemy territory, and this is something like 70 or 80% from the time here in MFD we're doing, is not actually giving you some good straight. So if you have opportunity to do a defense, don't lose this opportunity. So this is something like an extra tip I can give you. Now, what to avoid, especially with Liliya, this is double damage builds. Liliya with Velyn is not working. From here, I'm telling you. especially at the late game. I'm speaking about late game when you have the infantry, you have the cavalry, you have the marksmen. Aggressive positioning, also avoid this thing. Don't be in the aggressive position. Yeah, you may hit like 2-3 times more, but one time somebody focus you with your low HP, and this is not actually some bad build you're doing, just the mages are having very low HP. One time in this aggressive positioning, somebody to hit you or catch you, you're dead. So better avoid the aggressive positioning and infantry contact. Now, infantry contact is maybe one of the things, this is extremely important also to be said, that infantry contact is also doing crazy amount of counter attack. It's just crazy how much damage you can eat just from the infantry contact. Now, what is the correct decision is going to be sustained builds, try to survive more longer, long fights, this is what you're looking, and constant pressure. Because if you feel your hospital, you're not going to be in help of your alliance at the end of the day. So yeah, I guess this will for this video. Thank you very much for watching that far. If you do, hit one like and subscribe. Let me see your thoughts over Liliya. What do you think? And don't forget to say in which season you are. This is also very important when you write your comments. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.